AFC much kind of as I expected, really tied at the top at 3-0. Titans and apiece. Mustangs, Raiders at 1-2. You guys being tied with the Bulldogs where you were at 1-2. Y'all being Cobras on the Mustangs, I figured would jock us, and the Huskies tied at the bottom at 0 for back and 4-3. For Titans, I think really over in the end have kind of proven themselves to be. NFC we have, and maybe with the Seahawks and the Bucks putting a lot on them in the preseason here with their win over tied at 3-0 over the Warriors at Seahawks at the 2 at a time. And 1 Cowboys 1-2. I think they asserted them 2 themselves up as the number 1. Patriots 1 spot over there 0-3. Broncos 0-3. So and then the looking over at the Mustangs standings. Anything where a team really throughout the preseason that jump out to you, and we were only 3 well-documented games in the first show I had, but some reservations about anybody because I didn't feel that their body's position. Anybody you think would be doing better to this point, or is it kind of as your performance in the preseason was really up to par with what I expected that team to be doing so far? Needless to say, since the regular season has started,
my 2 biggest questions, or not questions, but my 2 big circleums are the Mustangs at 3-0.
Performed exactly as I have pretty much expected them to be doing, as I had expected them to be doing. I think prior to seeing them
that's a better
actually play in the preseason, so them being at 3-0 doesn't really
outside of the Mustang organization thought that they would be. Let's see.
Patriots. I don't think either the Patriots or the Broncos would believe they would be sitting at 0-3 right now. Broncos, we know are a work in progress. They have very talented receivers.
I would say that I do not think that the Patriots believe they would be at 0-3. So those are 2, I think I would say,
M.W. Johnson,
say biggest surprises.
As well, Cash over there and a whole host of talent and young players like Baldev's always
of the season
able to bring in
so far.
Baldev a solid.
And the card that you gave me, I think you've got us at 1-2. We should be 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Oh, my running back. I don't think that my fault.
All good.
Them or the Patriots would have been set back at 0-3, or looking at their schedule, anticipating that to be the outcome so far to this season. I even said it.
I know you said 2-1. That's why I didn't think anything about it. I looked at your card you gave me. I was like, what? He wrote 2-1.
Oh, yeah, Raiders.
Yeah,
2-1.
I agree. I'll be there 100%. And I know that you can't bank on those games, but I know that like so far the Broncos have played. I know they're
doing this at last minute.
I know, man.
But I mean, I'll look over
y'all.
Kind of.
I know.
And AFC much
played.
Kind of as I expected.
Either maybe
really
possibly the Seahawks and the Bucks. I'm not sure. I know they played the Seahawks. I'm not sure if the Bucks were there.
Titans and Mustangs.
Or I'm sorry,
you guys being
the Bucks. I'm not sure if the Seahawks
where you were
for their 3rd game or not.
Y'all and the Mustangs, I figured would jockey for back and forth.
But I mean, just about anybody in the league that played
with Titans, I think
those
really have kind of proven them
2 can chalk that up as 2 losses. So I don't think those 2 were the shock, but
themselves to be. And maybe
then
we were just,
they followed the
putting a lot on the
3rd one
in the preseason. With their win over,
they started out close
over the Seahawks
with y'all and
at that time.
And
I think they asserted them
broke my correct pick
themselves up as the number 1 spot over there.
Streak, into a million pieces when they dropped the game.
And then
yeah, they've. I don't think they would have. Told you that they would have expected to have been 0-3.
They had throughout the preseason they had the Bucks, and we well documented in the first show I had some reservations about because I didn't feel that they're in the Seahawks. That was their performance the first 2 weeks. So looking at that preseason was really up. I mean, you had to look at with what I expected at your season with expected that with a sense of team to be doing with realism, kind of knowing where your teams are at. And I don't think anybody would have anticipated to say since the regular season has started they have expected them to be performed either one of those 2 teams exactly as coming in. I have pretty much expected them to be doing the game with us as I had expected. You'd expected them to be doing kind of a toss up prior to really a pick 'em game. Seeing them at that point actually play in the season, so them being at 3-0 doesn't really shock me. Yeah. Patriots. I don't Patriots. I think either the Patriots or the Broncos. They have the Seahawks. Broncos would believe they had the Warriors that they would be sitting at 0 and then they had the what was the other one that they had? The Buccaneers right now. Broncos we know are a work in progress. They have very talented receiver here, so a rough start for them as well. M.W. Johnson. But in any case, we'll jump right on into it. Week 3 reviews, like we said. Well, Psych, Cash over there, and a whole host of talent and young players like Baldev's always able to bring in. Baldev a solid, incurring his first running back. I don't loss of the season. I think this in on his picks, and we're glad to deliver it for
I was
him
gonna say, I know that y'all were happy
or the Patriots.
about that.
Yeah, whenever you picked it, I would have been set back at 0-3, or looking at their schedule, anticipating that to be the outcome so far to this season. Like, all right, now we gotta find ways to get on, to gain some ground or create some separation in these
Yeah, I
these picks.
agree there 100%. Right.
These are the types
of
games that we have
and I know that
opportunities to do that.
You can't. And I'll be honest with you,
us.
bank on those games, but I know that like so far the Broncos have played. I know they
So we got to win this one just so we can give Psych a loss. That
I
was
played y'all.
that was the entire motivation behind
I know they.
this.
I'll be honest with you. Like right now, I'm sitting there played next to you, and I feel all right for y'all. For either maybe possibly the Seahawks and the Bucks. I'm not sure. I know they played the Seahawks. I'm not sure if the Bucks were proving me wrong. But if I'd have picked y'all to win and y'all to lost, or it would have been an entirely different feeling about the way I'm not sure if the Seahawks felt towards me giving y'all Bucks for my first incorrect their third game or not. Right pick.
No.
I might have been, but I mean, just about anybody in the league that plays those two can chalk that up as 2 losses. So I don't think those two were the shock. But feeling a kind of way, I ain't even gonna lie, dude. It might would have been on. So,
like I said,
then
though, man,
they followed
the
third.
whenever you picked us last week, I
When
said just if it ain't
they started out close with y'all and then broke my correct pick streak, into a million pieces. When they dropped the game.
broke, don't fix it. We ain't given any any reason to believe to pick. But in any case, we're gonna kick it off with that. You'd talk about the game a little bit. It was the
but
it was decided as the Pulse game of the week. It was the Cowboys.
I don't think they would have told you that they would have expected to have been 0-3.
They had the Bucks against the Seahawks. That the Broncos where the Cowboys came away with the win, 37-20. So it's like I don't know if you watched it. But your thoughts about the teams and what first two, which you were able to gather. So, looking at that, I mean, you have to look at your season with a sense of realism, kind of knowing where your teams are at.
Which one?
And I don't think anybody would have anticipated.
I didn't hear which one you said.
Them to beat the Cowboys and the Broncos game.
Cowboys and Broncos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was pretty close at the beginning, and
either one of those two teams. And coming into the game with us, you definitely give. The cat kind of a toss.
Really thought that
really a pick 'em game
the opening
at that point.
Few minutes, the Broncos were going to be able to do what they needed to do to contend for a win there. But there's a game we're on, you guys, just to step.
Yeah. The Patriots. Let's see. They have the Seahawks. They have the Warriors, and then
much more and more in
they had the
control.
What was the other one that they had?
Excuse me, and
the Buccaneers
were able to pull out with that win convincingly by the time that it was over. So
a rough start for them as well.
I'm sorry.
So
we have had a coughing fit.
In case, we'll jump right on into it. Week 3 reviews, like we said.
But yeah, that
Psych
would be pretty much my main takeaway from that.
Incurring his first. It was loss of the good season game on his picks, and we're glad to deliver. Like I said, I look at deliver it for him every season with a sense.
I know that y'all were
of realism.
Happy about that.
Whenever you picked that we were going to start with the Bucks, get out and the Warriors. The Broncos. All right, now we got to find this game was won and ways to get on the you felt you gained some ground or had a better chance, some separation in these pick than really those first two as opposed.
Right.
These are the types where we have games that we have set as a team opportunities to do that currently.
And I'll be honest with you.
So we got to win. We felt this one just really gave just so we can give Psych a loss. That was the inside opportunity. Had a little adverse. That was the entire motivation behind early, falling down. Fort does
I'll be honest
14 to nothing.
with you. Like right now, I'm sitting
Really quick. Had a
next to you, and I feel like
pick six.
all right for y'all.
Six, I think they gave them to the
For
14.
proving me wrong.
Quick drive on.
But if I had to pick y'all
our first drive, they were able to capitalize with some quick
to win, and y'all don't
points on those.
lost, it would have been
But it was just
an
really proud.
entirely different feeling
A
about
lot of
the way I felt
a
toward
lot of things are.
me giving y'all my first incorrect pick.
I know.
I might have been
Decided
feeling it a kind of way. I
in
ain't even gonna lie.
the
Dude, it
environment in which
might
your huddle
would have been on.
is in your
So-
like your team speak, and everyone was just on point. Like I said, though, man, we were telling whenever you picked us last week, I said just if it ain't just don't worry about it, calm down, it's fine, don't finish just 14, no big fix it, big deal. We ain't putting it past all you can do, given any just worrying about the next play. And we were able to any reason to do that, so relieved to pick. But in any case, proud of the team. Okay, we're gonna kick it off with that. You'd talk about the game a little bit. It was decided as the Pulse game of the week. It was the Cowboys there, and looking forward to this upcoming week against the Boys. Against the Broncos, going to be a good one. And it goes enjoyed a little cherry on top, given his first loss.
Yeah.
First, the Cowboys came away with the win, 37-20. So it's like I don't know if you watched it. But your thoughts about the teams and what you were able to gather. Let's go. So, all right, that takes us into Saturday. And the early game was the Seahawks from the game against the Warriors. This was my vote for game.
I didn't hear which one you
The
said
first
first.
one.
The
The Cowboys and the Broncos game.
Cowboys and Broncos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was pretty close at the beginning, and
The week. It started out in the first half like it was going to live up to that.
I really thought
We all picked the Seahawks.
that
We all were right
the opening
there.
Opening-
Seahawks win 50.
few minutes, the Broncos were going to be able to do what they needed to do to contend for a win there. But
52 to
but there's a game we're on. You
14, just
guys just to step.
complete domination in the second half. I was able to commentate that game. Warriors kept it really, really close.
More and more in
For the
control.
for
Excuse me, and we're able to pull out with that win convincingly by the time that
the
it was over.
duration of
So
the first half. But with this Seahawks team, if you give them an inch, and I said it in the game, they take a whole lot more than just 1 mile. And
sorry, I've had a coughing fit now. But yeah, that would
they were
be
given
my pretty much my main
many opportunities.
takeaway from that.
And then as the game wore on, the Seahawks just really started to assert themselves on both sides of the ball. So a dominating performance by the end. It was a good game. Like I said, I look at every season with a sense of realism. For a half one that we were going to start with the Bucks and the Warriors. The Broncos. We made it for a very entertaining game. I think me and Billy were on the call in this one, but the Seahawks just did what the Seahawks do in that second half. And Broncos just completely we blew the one, blew the door. You felt you had after halftime better chance in than really those first two. What you guys think?
Yeah,
as
that's the same thing, and it's not
where we set
an easy task for
as a team
the
currently.
The Warriors team.
So we
even have kept it at 14
felt like this
to 14.
This
that was a bit
game,
surprise. We knew the Warriors were
really
coming back,
gave us
a little bit stronger than what
that opportunity.
they closed out.
Had a little adversity early, falling down 14 to nothing, really quick. Had a turnover, pick six. I think they gave them to the
last year, but that's no small task to go shot for shot with the Seahawks
14
on any level. You might. I think you saw the Broncos hang with them
quick
for 7.
Drive on
outside of
our first drive, they were able to capitalize with some quick points on those. But was just really proud. A lot of things are
that, and really the Titans' loss. You really haven't seen this team be tied with anybody, other than like at 7
and 0-0.
Right, and you can't.
The environment in which your huddle is in your team speak, and everyone was just. On point. We were telling
you can date that back to the times they played
just don't
as against the Dolphins last season
about it
when they were the Bills.
Calm down.
Even in those games they ended up close, but
fine. It's just 14, no big deal. Putting it past all you can do is worry about the next play. and we were able to do that. So really proud of the
before you
team.
blinked in each of those contests, it was like 14-0 and 21-0. So this
Um,
isn't a team that, as far as the Seahawks go, that you're
there
used to people
and
hanging close.
looking forward to
And so
to this upcoming week against. So definitely going to be a good one, and enjoyed a little cherry on top, given Psych
hats off
first loss.
To the Warriors for hanging 14-14. We know that's where it ended as far as them hanging with
Let's go. So
them. But I mean, you
all right, that takes us into Saturday, and the early game was the Seahawks against the Warriors.
you look at this, especially this
This was
early in the season,
my vote for games,
and you look for things that you can build on. And that first few minute performance is something that okay, so now the
of the week.
tempo, and you know what
It started out in the first half like it was going to live up to that. We all picked the Seahawks.
take.
We all were right there.
Now,
Seahawks win.
can you stretch that out over 4 quarters? And so that's the type of thing, to me, that most thing that I took away from it. And I hate it for the
52-14, just complete domination in the second half.
Seahawks, because it's tough for
I was able to commentate that game.
to give real good break
Warriors kept it really, really close.
downs, but I mean,
For the
how many ways week in and week out do you just say they showed up, they kicked butt, they left? I mean, after a while,
the duration of the first half.
There's just like
With this Seahawks team,
it feels like you're
if you give them an inch, and I said it in the game, they take
yourself after every win. So
a whole
that
whole lot more,
and that's a
than just 1 mile.
compliment to them
And
as much as anything, just because they have been so dominant for a while.
they were given many opportunities.
So it will be interesting.
And then as the game wore on, the Seahawks just
Interesting to see the season.
really started to assert
If some teams can
themselves on both sides of the ball.
make that more
Also,
interesting, and the Warriors certainly
a dominating performance
did so for at least a
by the end.
couple touchdowns.
Yeah, for a half, you watched the game, and it made it for a very it's entertaining, just interesting game to see a game. I think me and Billy were on the call. It's 14-14 at half on this one time, and it felt like, but the Seahawks just did what the Seahawks do in that second half, and just completely blew it out and said, "All right," blew the doors off, guys. After halftime, we're done playing this crap. What you guys think? And then just turn it to a whole nother
That's the same thing.
level and just start
And that's it's
racking up
it's not an
points.
easy task for the
Turnovers.
the
mean,
the Warriors
the
to even have kept it at 14
Warriors
to 14.
offensive line did such a good job in the first
That was a bit
quarter.
surprise.
In the second quarter, it's
Surprise.
like they
We knew the Warriors were coming
forgot how to play football, but they did
back, a little bit stronger than what they closed out
forget how to play football. The Seahawks just
last year.
went
Uh,
really,
but
they're like, you kind of
that's
stirring up the Hornets'
no small task to go shot for
nest a little bit.
shot with the
They
Seahawks on any level.
played around with you enough,
But I think you saw the Broncos hang with them for 7. Outside of
and then they finally are just like, okay, well, we're just going to go in here and just
that,
beat you.
and
it was
really
it was
tight.
entertaining to see, because we're at halftime, we're talking about the game like, man, this is
you really haven't seen this team be tied with anybody, other than like at 7.
0-0.
Right, and you can't.
It's a really good game. They're keeping it close. They're doing what they need to do.
I
and then
mean, you can date that
by the end of it, it's a blowout.
back
And you're like,
to
you're sitting back and like,
the times they played.
you just got knocked on your butt because you don't
as against the Dolphins last season when they were the Bills. I mean, even in those games they ended up close, but I mean,
even know what happened, because last time you blinked, it was 14-14, and then it ends up 52-14. But that's how the Seahawks are, man. Whenever they get it rolling,
where you blinked in
and it's
each of those contests, it was like 14-0 and 21-0. So this isn't a team that, as far as the Seahawks go,
good luck.
that's used to people,
You
hanging close, and
that's just
so
for any team out there. And I'm really looking forward. We're going to talk about the Bucks game, but the Bucks defensive,
hats off
have
to the Warriors for hanging 14-14. We know that's where it ended
been
as far as them hanging with them, but I mean,
strong. They allow 3 points in their game to the Patriots toward the end of the ball game. I think that's the first points they've allowed all season at this point. They've been shutting everybody.
You look at this, especially this early in the season, you look for things that you can build on. And, that first few minute performance is something that, okay, so now you know the tempo and you know what it
out. It's going to be interesting to see, Kobe and that defense match up against the offense of the Seahawks whenever that matchup
now can you
comes up. I mean, it's going to be one
stretch
of the most
that out over 4 quarters. And so that's the type of thing, to me, the most thing that I took away from it. And I hate
anticipated
it for the, this
matchups of the entire season. Both times that it happens, these two teams are just on a collision course right now with the way
because it's
they're playing.
Tough
the Seahawks
for to give real good breakdowns, but I mean, how many ways week in and week out do you just say they showed up, they kicked butt,
dominating,
they left? I mean, after a while
on offense, playing really, I mean, dominating on defense as well, and the Bucks doing the same thing. I mean,
there's just
and no,
it's like it feels like you're repeating yourself after every win. So, that's a compliment to them as much as
about it to
anything, just because they have been so dominant for a while.
Probably your number one, your number two team in the entire league. So it's going to be interesting to see whenever that does happen. I'm just looking forward to that.
So it will be interesting to see the season, if some teams can make that more interesting. And the Warriors certainly
that matchup wish
they did so for at least
just
a couple touchdowns.
Wish it was next week so we could watch it and get to enjoy it. So, but we'll jump on into the late game. That was the Bulldogs and the Titans. We all picked the Titans. You watched the game, and it's the Titans proceeded to win the. Just interesting to game 6 to see a game. It's 14-14 at halftime, and 5 to and it felt 7. No real like the Seahawks just walked. Shocker there, kind of played out the way I know that I anticipated it going. What were your opinion? Out and said, all right, guys, we're done playing on the game in this site crap, and then just turn it to a whole nother level and just started racking up the points, started creating turnovers. Well said. I mean, the Warriors offensive line did such a great job in the cricket first quarter. And the second quarter is like they forgot how to play football, but they didn't forget how to play football. The Seahawks just went really well. Like we either lost, you kind of psych, or or I'm not here stirring up the hornets nearing them. That's a little bit. So,
what about
they played around with you enough.
Yeah.
And then and they finally are just you're good. It's like, okay, we're just gonna go.
Weird. All right.
Bulldogs going here and just Titans beat you.
That's funny because
Bulldog 7.
I made a good
and it was
point, and you said, well,
it was
said, and
it's entertaining to see because
I was like, oh, cool.
We're at halftime. We're talking about the game like, man, this is.
I said it. And then
a really good.
You just
game. They're
apparently didn't hear it at all. So
keeping it close.
I don't know.
They're doing.
I don't know if anybody
what they need to do.
In the stream heard me. If not, I'll repeat. But kind of
the end of it, it's a blowout, and you're like
rush through it. I think
you're set
Bulldog
back. It's like you just got knocked on your butt because you don't
even poised to have
even know what happened.
A very good season.
You were.
I'll preface that as
last time you blinked.
Saying compared to
it was
last year,
14-14.
For what they
and then it ends up 52.
Did I think there's maybe
14. But that's what the Seahawks are.
Maybe 4.
Man, whenever they get it rolling.
Maybe possibly a 5 team.
Good luck
in the league right now.
That
I would
just
not give them
for any
much of a shot
team out there.
A shot at beating.
And I'm really looking forward.
I mean, I don't.
And we're going to talk about the Bucks again.
I could name the teams, but I think most
the Bucks defensively have
people know.
Been,
the group I'm talking about.
Like
everybody,
they allow 3 points in their game.
Else, I think the squad
to the Patriots toward the end of the ball game.
Hang on the field,
it's the first
with and beat
points.
I mean, there are some teams right now that I would
all season at this point.
I would say
they've been
have no shot at beating the
shutting
Bulldogs last year. I
out.
never would have said that.
It's going to be interesting
teams
to
that
see,
I'll say that the
Kobe and
Bulldogs are probably within an
that deep
eyelash of maybe
defense matchup
being able to
against the
beat, but we're not quite sure yet
offense of the Seahawks.
until they do it on
Whenever that matchup comes up, I mean,
the field, and that's
it's going to be one of the most
a better spot than I would
anticipated
have put them
matchups of the
last year.
entire
So,
season.
I mean, do I
Both times
think that this is a
that
team that's
happens,
going to win it all? No. But
these
do I
two teams are just on
I think that this team is going to have a fun enough
a collision course
season that they're going to look back
right
and go,
now with the way
wow, man, what
they're playing.
the difference from where we were
Seahawks
last year.
dominating,
Then, yes,
on offense.
I do. I think
That
that they're going to have
really,
a very good season.
on defense as well.
Titans just
And the
happens to be one of those
Bucks doing the same
teams that I just don't
I mean,
think even by
these
the
are
end of the season they're going
no
to be ready to compete
bones about it toward the
on the field. And
probably your number one, your number
and that's not
two team
a knock.
in
The Titans are
the entire league.
very difficult for
So it's
most teams to
going to be interesting to see
compete with on the field.
whenever that does happen. I'm just looking forward to that.
So I mean, until
that matchup. Wish it was next
until people start
week so we could watch it
knocking them off
and get
regularly,
to enjoy it. So,
then the Titans
but we'll jump
are
on
going to get that
into the late game. That was the
respect,
the
and
Bulldogs and
and so
Titans. We all picked
having said that, I think that the Bulldogs,
and the Titans proceeded to win the game 60.
they probably learned a
5
little bit
to
about
7. No real
about themselves and what
shocker.
will and won't work.
There kind of played out the way I know that I anticipated
Against the Titans,
it going.
and
What were your
I think they might can keep it
opinion
close the next time they play. I just don't think they're at a
on the game site? Well said.
spot yet that they're going to be able to do so.
Like you said, with the vast majority of cricket teams in the league over cricket over 50%, the Bulldogs are going to be beating in competition with their loss side. I mean, they're going to be I'm in games, but just like not hearing them. So,
What about now?
like a big yeah, you're good chunk of the league. There
Weird.
is those 4.
All right.
4 to 5. Bulldogs just Titans.
That's funny because
a lot. The Bulldogs said better.
I made a good point and you said
They're right now.
well said.
Now.
And then I was like, oh, cool.
Or
He liked how I said it.
a lot better.
And then you just
Spot. Let me word it that way.
apparently didn't hear it at all. So I don't know.
Then where these teams
I don't know if
teams are. Like
anybody in the stream heard me. If
you said, I expect to see the
not, I'll repeat, but
Bulldogs continue to
kind of
improve
rush through it.
down the road.
I think the Bulldogs
Improve to the point where I think they're competitive with the Titans.
are poised to have a very good season. I'll preface that as saying
Not necessarily
compared to last year, for what
but improved
they did.
to the point where
I think there's maybe
65
4,
to
maybe possibly a
7 is not going to be your
5
score. I mean, we're going to see the next time these teams match
5 teams in the league right now that I would not give them
up
much of a shot
because they do play twice.
Shot at beating.
I believe we'll see.
I mean, I don't.
It shrunk,
I could name the
and not because of Titans
teams, but I think most
are playing any worse. But
people know.
Because I think the Bulldogs will have a better game plan, control the ball.
The group I'm talking about. Everybody else, I think this squad can
cut down on their turnovers,
hang on the field with and beat. I mean, and there's some teams
you do
right now that I would
do that if you just
would say
if you just
have no shot at beating the Bulldogs.
Just maintain
last year
and just manage the game, then your scores start looking better against
Never would have said that. There are some teams that I'll say that the Bulldogs are probably within an eyelash of maybe being able to
these top teams,
beat, but we're not quite sure
because you're not
yet until they do it on the field. And that's a better spot than I would
pick, and they're scoring touchdown. Instead, you're grinding it out, even if you're not scoring points.
Put them at last year.
But you're eating up 4.
So, I mean, do I think that this is a team that's going to win it all? No. But do I think that this team is going to have a fun enough season that they're going to look back and go, wow, man, what a difference from where we were
5 minutes
last year.
Minutes off the clock, on a drive, if you get a first down, if
Then yes,
you get 2 first downs,
I do. I
you can almost kill an entire quarter,
think that they're going to
off of the entire game, and
have a
then you
very good season. The Titans just happens to be one of those teams that I just don't think even by the end of the season they're going to be, ready to compete with
get down toward the end of the game, and it's 21-0, and it's like, well, dang, they
on the field.
hung tough with them for
And
quarters, instead of letting it kind of get lamb blasted
that's not
at certain points. That's because
knock. The Titans are very difficult for most teams to compete with on the field. So I mean, until people start
you get so eager
knocking them
to try
off,
to score.
regularly, then the Titans are going to get that respect. And so having said that,
on those types of teams,
I think that the Bulldogs,
but I think that and we'll see that from a lot of teams as they kind of. A lot of teams are still figuring themselves out. I know, like
they probably learned a little bit about
the Cowboys
about themselves and what
boys we've added
will and won't work.
just over
Against the Titans.
the past
And
week. I think 4
I think they can keep it close
or 5,
the next time they play.
maybe 5 new guys
I just don't think they're
who are coming in and playing for us now. And you're still trying to
spot yet that they're going to be able to do so.
like you said, with the vast majority out of teams in the league over early on in the season, and I think the Bulldogs are doing that, and they've had a fair amount of turnover as well. Adam Bizarrely is going to be huge because he is a very, very talented player. The Bulldogs are going to be beating in competition with, they're going to be in both in the off games, but just like and the defensive side of the ball, and them landing him is going to pay dividends for them down the road because he's going to be able to offer them some play. A big chunk of the league, there is those 4 to 5 that are just a lot better right now. And I don't think we're really available to them prior to him. A lot better showing up on the spot. Let me field. So we're at that one. I'll look for the Bulldogs to get better. Then where the better as well. These teams are, and like you said, I expect to see the Bulldogs use a lot of words to agree with you.
No.
Continue to improve down the road. Improve to the point where I think they're competitive with the top
It's all good.
Titans. Not necessarily. But then we move on to Sunday, but improved day, and it was the Raiders to the point where the Huskies, and I know this one was new, 65 to near and dear to your heart, Mr. Sight Troglodyte. 7 is not going to be your score. Me and Tom picked the Raiders. We're going to see the Raiders and the Raiders for 6 times these teams matched up because they needed to win to play twice. 86, I believe we'll see, is 7. It shrunk. Not because the Titans are playing any worse, but no real surprise because I think it's there. The Bulldogs will have a better game plan. Control Raiders up the ball there. If not in that top group, pushing right up, cut down on their turnovers. And whenever you do that, if you just top groups maintain and just manage the game, then your scores start looking better. Currently against and the Huskies are where they're at, sitting down at the bottom. These top teams because you're not throwing pick, and they're scoring touchdown 3 with the Cobra touchdown right now. Instead, you're grinding it out, even if you're not scoring points, but you're eating them. So up 4. You were on the field. If I'm not mistaken, I think you got a fair bit of action in this game. I kept kind of clicking back and forth, and every time I did, I think you were getting a pick. 5 minutes off the clock, on a drive. If you get a first down, if you get 2 first downs, you can almost kill an entire quarter. Off of the entire game. And then and you talk a little bit about the game, your team, good bounce back performance, get down tournaments for you guys, but at the end of the game, whenever and it's 20, you have kind of a rough go of it. It's nice to nothing, and it's like, well, dang, they hung tough with them for 4 quarters, instead of letting it kind of get lamb blasted at certain points because to get a team kind of like the Huskies or get so eager to try or something like the score that to kind of get a bounce back performance. You guys definitely delivered, no letdown there. So kind of talk about on those types of teams. But I think that and we'll see that from a lot of teams as they kind of a lot of teams are still figuring themselves out. I know like about your team in that game. But the Cowboys, we've added.
We did what we wanted to do. I think I had a few picks from what I understand a new nickname. So that was
last week. I think 4 or 5, maybe 5 new guys who are coming in and playing for us now. and you're still trying to
It's kind of cool.
encyclopedia feel
Right, right.
out your team, reading it
I
early
found it interesting. I was almost ejected
on
for the game.
in the season, and I think the Bulldogs are
Apparently,
doing that, and they've
people around still have not
had a fair amount of turnover as well. Adam Bizarrely is going to be huge because he is a very, very talented player.
seen my slam dunk animation. So, for the first time in over 2
Both on the
years,
offensive
I
and
was flagged for that being flying
the
and had to
defensive side
explain and go dunk
of the ball.
again to
And them
show no, it's really just an animation.
landing him is going to pay dividends for them down the road because he's going to be able to offer them some play.
So that was kind of
And I don't
think funny, but
really a hashtag available to this site.
right.
Prior to him showing up on the
And so
field, so
Horns was ready, son. She
I look for the Bulldogs to get better as well.
had that. She's like, psych,
I just used a lot of words
dear.
to agree with you.
No, that's right. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have good. To ask you to leave. You were flying.
But then we move on to
It's like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Sunday, and
You know what? And hang on.
it was the Raiders
I'm gonna show you.
and the Huskies, and I know this one was
But
near and dear to your heart,
No, it was-
Mr. Site Troglodyte.
it was a good game. What I came
Me and Tom picked the Raiders,
away with from
and the Raiders
the
proceeded
Huskies is
to win 86
um,
to 7.
everybody knows between
No real surprise
Fontes or not
there.
Fontes,
Raiders up there,
Jared,
if not
Jared,
in that top group, pushing
and what's
right up
the other guy's name? Their leading receiver, the
at that top group.
one that QB
Galoni,
sometimes.
currently,
Yeah,
and the Huskies are,
between those two,
the Huskies are where they're
when one's
at, and
QB and the other
down at the bottom.
one's pretty much the
Oh,
lead target, vice versa, etc. But I want to throw a shout out to Kara. She
1-3 with the Cobras right now. So you were on the field.
had probably
If I'm not
5 or 6
mistaken, I think you got a
catches in that
fair bit of action in this game. I kept
game.
kind of clicking
And
back and forth, and every time I did,
I don't
I think you were getting a pick.
I don't want to blow my own horn too much, but I do believe that we have a formidable secondary.
Or something. So talk a little bit about the game, your team. Good bounce back performance for you guys, but
And so
whenever you have kind of a rough
one
rough
receiver
go of it, it's nice to
consistently make that many grabs says a lot for her. And I was tickled to death for her. She's a friend of mine, so I was happy to see her
get a team kind of like the Huskies or something like that to kind of get a bounce back performance.
You
guys definitely
doing really
delivered, no letdown there.
well.
So kind of talk about
even if it was at our secondary's expense from time to time. So as far as them, I'll leave it
team and
there. As far as what I
in that
saw
game.
Yeah, I mean we did what we wanted to do. I think I had a few picks from what I understand a new nickname. So from there, that was him. Kind of cool. I hate it. My only disappointment is I was 1 yard away from a pick. Pick 6. I think if they'd replayed it.
Encyclopedia.
Right.
You were reading it.
I found it interesting. I was almost ejected for the game. Apparently, people around still have not. I think I still say seen my slam dunk animation, but no, it's for the first time, and fine. I blame Billy for over 2 years not being able to give me one freaking years. I was flagged for that being block flying, but and had to explain and go.
You can't count on Bill.
Dunk again to show no, it's really just an animation.
For nothing.
I know. So that was kind of he's watching funny. Watch it now, so he'll probably
Hashtag
post something sad in
the
the chat here in a
site.
right minute. But right.
The only thing you can count on Bill.
So Horns was ready, so
for us to
she
show up when you need a commentator.
Yeah, that she's like, psych, dear. Sure. Right. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You were flying. It's like, no, and he is no ma'am, I wasn't. Very, very hang on, can I show you? Reliable. But no, about that. It was a good game. I went at a roll tide. I came away when you need with from the Huskies.
That's right.
But yeah, I gave him a little grief for that. I was like, but Billy, really, I needed one block, man. Everybody knows between Fontes, but yeah, or not Fontes. No, it was a good game. Jared, and it was a fun game. What's the other guy's name? We leading receiver. We were pretty much lighthearted about like I'm sounding now, through the whole thing. So it was one of those one that QB
Filoni.
sometimes. Yeah, between those two, when one's QB and the other one's pretty much the lead target, vice versa games, so we were versa, etc. We were able to get. But I want to throw a shout out to Karen. A little bit quicker with some communication on each other on some things. Some things that you want to hope that you get something out of the game. Whenever you had probably 5 or 6 catches in that game, and I don't think. I don't want to blow my own horn too much, but I do believe that we have a formidable secondary. So yeah, we worked on a few things, and we're off this weekend, so it's all watching. And so then I think we got the Broncos for one goes coming up week after. Receiver to this consistently make that many grabs says a lot for her. And I was tickled to death for her. She's a friend of mine, so I was happy to see her. So that's where we were at.
Sounds good. Then the night,
doing really
cap on
really well.
Sunday was the
even if it was at
Mustangs against the Cobras.
Our secondaries
And the Mustangs
expense from time to time. So as far as them, I'll leave it there. As far as what I saw from
the Cobras
from them,
84
to
9. This game, I think the
I hate it. My
scoreboard HUD was kind of jacked up, so when I kept checking back in,
my only disappointment as I was
it looked close
1 yard away from a pick six. I think if they'd replayed it,
than it was.
I think I still say I crossed. But no,
the Cobras.
No, it's
get 9 points on the board.
It's fine. I blame Billy
against
for not
a very good Mustangs team.
being able to give me one freaking
and
block.
Mustangs continue to do what they're going to do, but really happy to see the Cobras get some points on the board.
But
you can't count on Billy for that.
I know.
I guess
I know. And he's
against one of the
watching now, so he'll probably post something.
Teams that are sitting
up in
that
chat here in a minute, but
in that top position, the only thing you can count on Billy for is to show up when you need a commentator, which are the Mustangs right now. Sitting undefeated up there at 3-0. With the Titans.
Right, and he is very, very.
But the game went other than that.
That and a roll tide when you need one.
I mean, that's right.
But yeah, I gave him a little grief for that. I was like, but Billy, really? I needed one block, man.
It went pretty much as expected. Mustangs just rolled through it. Marlowe, I think, was player of the game.
But yeah, no, it was a good game. It was a fun game, and we were pretty much lighthearted with
this one, and
about like I'm saying, and now through the whole thing. So it was one of those
on a roll right now, playing really good football all the way across the board. So
games, so we were able to get a little bit quicker with some communication on each other on some things. Some things that you want to hope that you get something out of the game. Whenever you're in. I did not get to take that one in outside of just reading the stats and following afterwards, so I don't have a whole lot of healthy dialogue to offer on that experience. So yeah, we worked on a few things, and we're off this weekend, so it's all other than watching. And then I think we got the Broncos coming up week after this. Really a surprise to look at the score, to picture that the Mustangs won by that margin. Having to face that offense they've got. That's where we were at.
Sounds good. Then the nightcap on Sunday was the
got quite a few
Mustangs against the Cobras, and the Mustangs.
Talented receivers, and so that was good to see. From them to put that up, and I don't know.
The Cobras.
It was the 9, a 7, and a 2 or 3 field.
84-9. This game. I think the scoreboard HUD was kind of jacked up, so when I kept checking back in, it looked close to
goals.
I wasn't really watching it.
Oh, well, all right.
Then it was.
So
I'm gonna go out on a limb, but they've been say probably 3 field goals. Cobras get 9 points on the board. Somebody scored against a very good Mustangs team, and Mustangs continue to do what they're gonna do. But really happy to see the Cobras get some points on the board.
See, I don't know what's
in chat.
Now here's the question though. What is more believable that they'd have 3 scoring drives, or one scoring drive for a touchdown and then get a
teams that are setting up
safe?
They're in that top position, which are the Mustangs right now. Sitting undefeated up there at 3. Probably one scoring drive and a
I
with the tie.
See that as being no more realistic possibility. I could be wrong.
But the game went other than that.
Wrong though. So
I mean, it went. Somebody pretty much as expected. Mustangs, please.
Right.
Things just roll. Every time I roll through it, Marlowe, I think, was player of the game. I checked in. They had already, they put. I don't know. I think the score plays that scoreboard HUD was off at receiving for this. So whenever every time this one, and I was checking in, and the score was wrong or something. I don't know. Any case, it's just they got 9 points on a roll right now. Still playing really good football all the way across the board. Somehow.
Right. Well, we have
confirmation. Did you think
from a player, I believe. I did not get to that it was a 7. Take that one in and a 2. And outside of just reading, so the stats,
yeah,
I can believe it. And following afterwards, so I don't have. Yep.
If it would have been 3 field
a whole
goals,
lot of healthy dialogue to offer on that one. Other
that would have been very good.
Then it's not really a surprise.
Very impressive. For me, that's
to look at this.
Very
or to pick.
Impressed.
Not sure that this is gonna. Oh god, yeah. At the Mustangs, I'm won by that much. Let me just press margin. Have this right and face that offense. Now by saying I don't mean this. They've got nearly as offensive. They got quite a few. This is going to really sound receivers, and so that was good to see. From them to put that up. And I don't know, was the 9 a 7 and a 2 or 3 field? This is one of those questions. Because I mean this as a compliment to the Mustangs defense. I honestly do. Goals.
I wasn't really watching it.
Oh. Well, all right then. So I'll ask.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
you the question, Matt. What do you?
Probably 3 field goals.
Somebody. Having not seen it, where did the touchdown come from? Is it most likely an offensive drive from the Cobras or a pick six? See, I don't know what's
in chat.
Now here's the question though. What is more believable, that they have 3 scoring drives, or was 1 scoring drive for a touchdown and then get a save? That's why I thought that it was going to sound disrespectful. But
you're gonna make me sound like the jerk here?
What? I mean, I'm picking the second
scoring drive and a safety.
I see that as being the more realistic possibility. Yeah. I could be wrong though. So
somebody educate us, please.
Right. Those 2. I'll just go out and first say I believe that she threw a pick before I believe that they
had already
drove.
If we're going to be wrong, they're going to say that they, I don't know, this guy hit a deep pass or something. I think the scoreboard HUD was across the middle flow, connected with one of their receivers off, and every time I was checking in, the score was wrong or something. I don't know. In any case, they got 9 points or something.
Okay.
Somehow, but
right. Well, we have. All right. It was an offensive confirmation when they had a deep receiver wide open from a player, I believe. So.
You made us look like
that it was a 7
well,
and a 2. No,
couldn't just let it go. Yeah,
I can believe it.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
If it would have been 3 field goals.
I was asking.
That would have been very good.
I mean, look, those are compelling question.
Very impressive. For me, that would have been very, very impressive. I was trying to.
No, this is gonna. Oh God,
I was trying to.
Let me just preface this right now. Somebody by saying I don't mean this nearly as offensive.
There goes.
This is gonna somebody else
saying just.
This
calling us jerk, saying we're rude.
One of those questions. Yeah, that's not rude though. So that's not. I don't. I mean this as a compliment to the
hey.
Mustangs defense.
Everyone, we're moving.
I honestly did. Toroff can't call nobody. This would ask you the question, Matt. What do you having not seen it? Where did the touchdown come from? Is it most likely an offensive drive from the Cobras or a pick? Where's he at?
Toroff is on Facebook silence.
Right, he's gonna come charging me in just a minute. If Marlowe was QBing. Look at him. That's why I thought that it was going to sound disrespectful. But
you're
looking back.
You're gonna make me sound like the jerk here.
I mean,
It's all that hair.
I'm gonna pick in the second of leave him alone before he comes and rips my head off and gives it to a kid for trick or treat. Those 2. I'll just go out and first say I believe that she threw a pick before or something. I believe that they drove.
We're gonna be wrong. They're gonna say that they into the jack hit a deep pass or something across the land, and they're gonna push the middle foot candy in your mouth, connected with one of their receivers. But in any case, so yeah, really good job there or something.
Okay. But all right, it was an offensive one. They had a deep receiver wide open.
You made us look like things just completely continue.
No,
it doesn't matter. Couldn't just let it go. I mean, regardless of whatever we say, talent all the way across the board. We're believed early to be one of the top teams.
I was asking. I mean, look, those are
prove.
Compelling questions.
I was trying to stall until
Somebody
going to be one of the top teams, going to be one of the top teams throughout the duration of the entire season. So, a really good job there. All right, Monday, the
answer.
there goes Mercy saying, just calling us jerks, saying we're rude.
That's not rude though. That's not rude.
End of Torah the week. Torah, hey, everyone, and we're moving on.
Torah can't call nobody.
Was the Patriots against the Buccaneers? We all picked the Bucks, and the Bucks proceeded to win it 77-3.
Where's he at?
Toroff is on Facebook silence.
Right.
First points.
He's gonna come charging me in just a minute.
But it only coming in a field goal late.
Look at
just another very dominating performance.
Angry looking back there.
A lot of interceptions. I think there were like 2 or 3. Saw that here.
I'm gonna leave him alone before he comes and rips my head off and gives it to a kid for trick or treat.
Pick sixes. In this game
or something.
Defensively, just stacked out as always. Into the jack offensively, Gerald Landon, they're going to hold put quarterback. I think if it in your mouth,
right?
But in any case, so yeah, really good job there for the majority of the game. I think Torah by the must came in. Things just continued. He tried his hand when Roy threw an intercept. It doesn't matter. So shout out Torah. I mean, they're for that. Regardless of what. If I'm not mistaken, whatever we say.
He threw a couple.
Sorry, Talent. All the way across the board. We're believed early to be one of the top teams, too. All right, I want to give him credit for proving to be one of the top. He's correcting me, so I want him to give Torah credit. He threw 2. Going to be one of the top teams. But I'll throughout the duration of the entire season. So a lot of people back there at quarterback, a really good job there in the game 7. All right, Monday, the end 7-3 end of the week can do and that defense was just didn't allow anything. Patriots against the Buccaneers. We all them into field goal range. I'll pick the Bucks, and the Bucks proceeded to win it. 7 as they got into field goal range. I was 77-3. Like if I'm the Patriots, I'm going to kick first points of the season, but it only coming in a field goal late this foot. I'm going to kick this point. If we were playing another very dominating performance. It's one of the things about a lot of interceptions. I think they were like our game with whenever we played like 2 or 3 of the Bucks, we got down into field goal range and then we gave up like a 20-yard sack, which is you just pick sixes in this game. Defensively, just stout as always. Offensively, Gerald, quarterback. I think for the majority of the game, I think Toroff came in. He tried his hand. He threw an interception. So shout out Toroff for that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
He threw a couple.
Sorry, he threw 2. All right, I want to give him credit. He's correcting me, so I want to give Toroff credit. He threw 2. But I'll put a lot of people back there at quarterback when the game's 77-3. You can do that. Defense just didn't allow anything outside of just allowing them into field goal range. And as soon as they got into field goal range, I was like, if I'm the Patriots, I'm going to kick this point. If we were playing. It's one of the things about our game with whenever we play the Bucks, we got down into field goal range and then we gave up like a 20-yard sack, which is you just can't do that. But I was like, man, we could kick a freaking can't do that field goal here. It'd be like. 7-3. I just wanted points. I would have made sure you. Guys would not. But have I was like, man, we could kick a freaking field goal here. It'd be like 7-3. I just wanted points. I would have made sure you guys would not have had this shutout on us. So I'm with the Patriots on that one. This shutout on Buccaneers top team. So 1 or 2. Depending on who you add. Rightfully deserved. Patriots on that one. But Buccaneers top team, 1 or 2, depending on who you ask. Rightfully deserving of all the accolades that they've gotten to this point of all the accolades. And it's going to be really, really interesting. They've got moving forward. Looking forward to watching this team continue to this continue. Point, and it's going to be really, really interesting. Moving forward, looking forward to watching this team continue to get better and gel and I mean, it's just continue to get to be even tougher as the better goes and on. And oh, this team even gets more deep. I mean, experience. It's just going to be even in time together. Tougher as they're under their belts. Season goes on. And this team even gets more and more experience and time together under their belts. It's just like watching the Seahawks. It's just a thing of beauty. That's just how the game should be. It's just like you play. Watching the and see the Buccaneers do a really good. It's just a good job at that. So a beauty. Like that's just how the game should be played. Of course, we up at the Bucks. We played. Y'all were correct on that one. And the Buccaneers do a really good job at that. So, your thoughts, Bucks page. Patriots 77. Of course, we up at the Bucks. We all were correct on that one. Your thoughts, Bucks Patriots 77-3. 3.
You watched the game, you saw. Yeah, if you very interesting. Watching the game, you saw will require for a very interesting further discussion and ruling implementation play, the very first will require further discussion and rule implementation play, the very first play of the game. They've confirmed it on video. They've video what everybody thought. Confirmed it on video. They saw. We've figured out you know what everybody can actually thought they saw. Block a kickoff. We've figured out you can. We've just figured out that as far as can actually block the rules kickoff. We've just figured out that as far as the rules are concerned, you can't. You can't. So that was a pretty healthy discussion discussion there, but um, but yeah, that was interesting. Interesting take on the field. Um, the thing that I got the thing that I got as far as streaming it. Hate I couldn't be on sim to do the voice, but there was only two voice commentators, so I had to say. But there was only two commentators, so I had to sit back on the commentating sim. Sit back on the commentating sim. It is it you know is from at least the commentating side, it seems like a real fun game as far as like really the Bucks seemed like they were having a lot of fun game as far as out there like the Bucks you know like they were having I don't know a lot of fun thing out there that the Pats um for you know for, I don't all that I don't think that the Pats were all that incredibly upset. I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, if I missed that just from being so if I missed that on the other just from being other sim, then then I might be, but the other sim then but then I might be, but yeah, it just seemed like it just like a kind of laid back, just another seemed like a kind of laid back, just another just another uh, game for the Bucks as far as they just show up and hammer people and hammer people. I think the farther you go into this season, we think the farther we've talked about the defensive unit, the more and more you go into this season. We've talked about the defensive unit, the more and more coaching the um, uh, that Kobe gives to that team. My mind just that completely gives to that there. But my mind just went. But the more completely blank coaching that Kobe there. But the more coaching that Kobe gives to that team, then I think the more that you're going to see. Also, you notice also that you notice if you've scrimmed them or if you've watched them play, they know if you've watched them play, had a lot of movement. I mean, of y'all I mean, we all know who the Bucks are, but I mean, the Bucks are scrimmed. I mean, I've scrimmed them and seen probably eight and nine different significant significantly different lineups from them as far as because people haven't been able to be there and whatnot. And I think the more from them as far as because people haven't been able to be there and whatnot. And I think the more that the more that they are able to show up and gel like with that one particular unit then I think you're going to see more of a payoff from you're going to see more and more of a payoff from what Kobe is coaching those guys up on.
Definitely. I mean, one of the defensive leaders, you know, defensive leader, and he'll let you know. All that, you know, and he'll let you know blades in which he has won blades in which he has won over his over his career and bring that to the Bucks with just and bring that to the Bucks with top talent at every just position. A well-oiled machine. Top whoever talent gets at every rolling. Like I said, collision course position, a well-oiled machine whenever it gets rolling. Like I said, collision course. Seahawks Bucks. Seahawks Bucks. Just start the count. Start the count. That down clock now because you're a fan of football and you're not looking forward to football and you're not looking for that forward to the game with that game then you're just biased to your own team, your own team. All I'm gonna say. But we'll roll back through the scores. One more time. Friday was kicked off with the Cowboys against the Broncos. Cowboys against the Cowboys. Broncos winners in that one. Cowboys 37-20 winners in that 20. 37-20. Seahawks against the Warriors. Seahawks 52-14. 52-14. Bulldogs. Sorry. Bulldogs against the Dogs against the Titans. Titans 65-7. Titans 6-7. Raiders 5-7. The Huskies. Raiders at the Huskies. Raiders 86-7. 86-7. Mustangs against the Cobras. Mustangs 80. Mustangs 84-9. And the Patriots against the Buccaneers. The Patriots Buccaneers against the Buccaneers 77. Buccaneers 3. That brings 77. Our season 3. That brings our season totals on picks so far. Matt 15 and Psych and Matt 15 and 14. Psych and 1. So as we know 14. There are no games and on Saturday because 1. So as we know, we're not having any. There are no games on Saturday because we're not having any games on Halloween. On Halloween. free day this weekend. And but the line free day this up looks like this Friday weekend. Hey, and it'll all be kicked off with a but the Bulldogs at the line thing up looks like this Friday. It'll all be kicked off with the Bulldogs at the Mustangs. Friday at 6. Sunday at 4. It'll be the Patriots against the Cowboys. Patriots against the Cowboys, and then at 7 it'll be then at the Broncos against the Warriors. 7 it'll be the Broncos against the Warriors. Monday it'll be the Cobras against the Cobras Skis. So we have to pick a game of the week this week, kind of a skis. Slim Pickens could go. Side 14. We have to pick a game of the week this week, kind of a slim pickings because 4 teams, not 4. I mean, 14 teams, yeah, will not play in this upcoming weekend. So And so, um, looking at the games, like I said, you got looking at Bulldogs and the games, like I said, you got Bulldogs and Mustangs, you got Mustangs, Patriots, you got Cowboys, Cowboys, Broncos, Warriors, and Cobras, Huskies, Broncos. Who did you get? Warriors, your Niners and Cobras. For the the week. Who did you give your not to for the
Well,
game of the week?
um, well, um, uh, let's see. Let's see. I'm I am gonna I am vote I am I hate doing this because I know you won't, but vote. I'm gonna just tell you to shut up. I hate and let me pick this one. This because I know you won't, but I'm gonna just tell you to shut up and let me pick this one. But I really feel like the most compelling one on paper is going to be the Patriots and Cowboys. Is going to be the Patriots and Cowboys. Um, because I feel like that's the that's closely most the closely contested game that will be of relevance. Uh, as, as far as placement and standing goes, and I'll get in and I'll get in more I guess when we do our individual game breakdowns and predictions in a few. But if I had to, we do our pick individual game breakdowns and predictions in a few, but if I had to pick one between all of those, that's the one I would circle. I would circle. Um, with the second one uh, probably going to Broncos and Warriors if I had to pick a second place, and then third I'd probably go Cobras and Huskies, which Huskies will probably be competitive. Um, um, for those two, for those two, I don't think the Bulldogs and Mustangs is going to be all that close. And I think it will be the Mustangs is going to be all friendliest blowout you've ever seen. Uh, yeah, there's I think it will be the friendliest blowout you've ever seen. Yeah, there's a lot of family on both of those teams. A lot of family on both of those. So that's teams. That's why I say so. That's why I think it'll be the happiest little butt kicking that you've ever seen. But yeah, that's why I would not pick that one for a. That I think it'll be the happiest little butt kicking that you've ever seen. But yeah, that's why I would not pick that one for the game of the week. And I'd stick with the Cowboys and game of the week. And Pats. I'd stick with
All right. I don't pick my own games, but since there's only two of us.
Well, you need to this week. Cowboys and Pats.
All right. Well, I don't pick my own games, but since there's only two of us.
Well, you need to this week. Just hush and
Do I
take
need
it.
to?
Just hush
Well,
and take it.
All right. Well, all right. Well, we'll go game of the week. We'll do Patriots against Cowboys and lock that in. Okay.
Just hush and
Do I
take
need
it.
to?
Just hush
Well,
and take it.
all right. All right. Well, we'll go game of the week. We'll do Patriots against Cowboys and lock that in. Okay. All right. So we'll start with our pick. So picks now. We'll start with our now and a pick. Of course, we have now time. And it's not that many games. Of course, we have games. We have time, and it's not that. We'll chat about them a little bit. Many games, so we'll chat. Bulldogs at the about them a little bit. Bulldogs at the Mustangs. You already gave your prediction and kind of what you Mustangs. You already gave your prediction and kind of what you expect. But anything else you want to say about this game? Anything else
No,
you want
just like I said.
Say.
I mean, I
about this game?
expect. Expect the. No, I just like I said. The. I mean, I. Piers girls over on the Mustang side. I expect the Piers girls over on the Mustang side to be offering like cupcakes and brownie. To be offering like cupcakes to the ones cakes over and brown on the bulldog side, but it's just not going to go to the ones. I don't think it's going to stay close. Over. Yeah, like I said, it'll be the friendliest little on the bulldog side, but it's just not going to go. I don't think it's going to stay close. Yeah, like I said, it'll be the friendliest little butt kicking this week. They'll have a lot of fun. Butt kicking, but I just don't think in this score wise that it's going to this week. Going to stay that close. They'll have a lot
Cordial on
of fun, but I just don't think
on the sidelines, maybe not
score wise that it's going to stay that close.
on the field. Cordial on the sidelines, maybe not on the field.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, I mean, probably, yeah, probably, yeah, even on the field after every and
Yeah.
well play, but yeah, I mean, probably not actually during during the
Good
play.
job.
Even on the field.
Good job, buddy. Good job, friend.
Right after every play, but
You know?
not actually. Way to go! During the
Good
play.
job, buddy. Good job, friend.
Right.
You know? That kind of thing.
Way to go, sissy! You know, that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sissy.
That, like I said, these two teams.
That
No
everything. Yeah.
hard feelings between
Yeah.
them. Lots of yeah. I lots of I agree with that. Of it. Enjoyment. Like I said, these two teams, no hard feelings between them. Of lots of love and enjoyment between the Bulldogs and the Mustangs, but the Mustangs are just the Bulldogs and the way be way the way better. Right now, like we said, one of the things are just top teams in the league. And way they'll show it. In that game as well. So I think kind of maybe better right now. Like we said, one of the top teams in the league, and they'll show it in that game as well. So I think kind of more of the same, maybe, looking at more. I don't think it'll be the same, maybe 84 to not like they won last week, but look, it'll be okay. A wide margin. For sure in that game. I don't think it'll be 84 to not like they won last week, but it'll be a wide margin for sure in that game. All right, so then no games on Saturday. We'll jump in. All right, so Sunday, the early game. No games on game. Saturday. You'll be the only one jump and picking this one. Pick the Mustangs in the early game. Yeah. Above game, you'll be the we one picking the Wolves one be the Patriots. Of course, the Mustangs in the above game will be the Patriots at the Cowboys. So let you talk about what you expect. Cowboys and who you think will. So win.
Oh, so
Let you talk
see this.
about what
This is just one of those that
you expect.
I can only.
And who
Lose.
you think will win.
Um. Oh, so man, see, this is. And I wish I knew, like I said, it's just one of those that I that if can only lose. Man, I wish I knew, like I said, if Tupac was going to be there. If Tupac was going to be there. I haven't seen what I've seen recently. I feel like you haven't seen what I guys are on a bit of an. I've seen recently an upswing, and I feel like you guys are on a bit of an. I honestly, outside upswing of the and I honestly, outside of the competition against the against the the Bucks have no information. Bucks have information on the Pats and no where their heads at. You know, on the Pats. What I think I'm gonna put the pressure where their heads at. You know what? I think I'm gonna put the pressure on you. I think I'm gonna on you. I think I'm gonna say, all right. All right. I'm gonna pick Cowboys. I'm gonna say, all right. And if you give me your second loss, I'm gonna pick Cowboys. And that means, and if you give means that you take one. Your second loss. So that means
I'm not taking one.
that you take one. So
I'm not taking one.
well, no, on the field, on the field, on the say, on the field.
Okay. 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 I got you. Okay. I got you. Loss for a loss. I get you. I guess for a loss. I get you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
We yeah. We've you know we scrimmaged against the we've Patriots a good scrimmaged against the Patriots a good bit, and it's always very and it's always entertaining. It's always entertaining. It's very entertaining games between us. Games between us. Like I said, you can't take much. You can't take much from scrims when you actually get on the field because things are always different. We all know because things are always they're always completely different. We all know that they're a completely different team. Whenever two is out there is out there. They did add Pit Dog back. They did add Pit Dog back, which does make a difference. Which does he's make a difference. He's a very dynamic player for them. Very dynamic player for them. Offensively, offense can do a little bit. Can do a little bit of everything. Pass, run, really good run, really receiver, good. So it's going to be very so very important. So it's going that if Tupac is there, of course, we're going to be very pay attention. Very important to that. As everybody that if Tupac is there, of course, we pay attention. Everybody knows you have to attention to that. As everybody knows, you have to really lock him down. Lock him not down. That is 10th. The ball comes out. is you're going to be 10 chunk up to him, and then you just have to when you're going to be 50 chunked up 50 battles and in Tupac is a man. And then you just have to win your 50-50 back coming down with the ball battles and all there. Tupac so is a master. Look at coming down with the ball there. So looking forward to another really good matchup on the show. Same Broncos game last week. Last week. Maybe a little bit more high scoring. I don't know. High scoring. I don't know. But it's going to be entertaining. Entertaining for and sure and another one of those games for to get out on the field, still get out on the field, like I said, coming in growing, still I'm trying to fit our like I said, kind of grooming and growing pieces of the puzzle and puzzle together. Trying to fit our so pieces of have the puzzle together. Still have yet to really do that and get that one cohesive unit that gives us the best chance to win on a consistent basis, but definitely working towards that, and the Patriots are going to be a great opponent this weekend. weekend to kind of measure ourselves against in that regard. So ourselves against in that look forward to regard. So a really good game there, and look forward to. So Psych has picked the Cowboys. First time this good season. Let's see if we can make a game there. And so Psych has picked the Cowboys. First time this season. Let's see if we can make them proud. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Get ready. Get ready. All right. All right. Anyway, into the late game. Late game is going to be the Broncos against the Warriors. Broncos against the Warriors. Said probably the second. Said probably the second, second or third, maybe most third, maybe most compelling game. This weekend 2A and 2B, I guess. 2A and 2B, I guess. If you look under the Cobras and the Huskies as well. That game's going to be pretty evenly matched. We're going to be where those two teams are sitting right. Pretty evenly matched with where those two teams are sitting right now. But Broncos at Warriors, who you? But Broncos at Warriors, got and why you got them? Warriors, who you got? Why you got them?
I think I'm going Warriors. Just because they've got a. I think I'm going a more Warriors. Just because they've got a more experienced core coming back. This might be one of those. This might be one of really the good kids, really good candidates for revenge. Candidates for matchup like revenge later in the season. As far as like a different outcome. But for right now, sticking with what's right in front of me, right in front of me. I think that the Warriors a little bit ahead of where the Broncos are at. There's a little bit ahead of where, and think that the Broncos might even potentially pull away before the game is over. Are at and think that they might even potentially pull away before the game is over. And I don't know. I see I see this one as Lincoln. I don't know. I see this, towards the Warriors as Lincoln Warriors, and I do think that they are, towards the Warriors building, Warriors. I do think that they are building pretty good offense. Something, something maybe a pretty good offense. Something maybe even as maybe competitive, even as competitive as they got last season as the Jackets. There with the with the Broncos, they've got a really good receiving core there with the core and the Broncos, solid mix of some new, got a and old guys that are good receiving. Core and a solid mix of some new and old guys that are weren't learning how to become a unit, how to not draw coverage on each other and that kind of thing. They're still working on. So I think that they're going to do pretty well. I just don't think that their time is here yet as far as trying to catch on some of the guys over at the Warriors like Sikakiri.
Warriors, of course, I said my kind of surprise, look for and watch out. They're going to be good. And watch. Team. They're going to be good teams. I think these two teams, I think these two by the end by the end of the season could be closer, but right now, I think they're looking at in two opposite halves of the league. Currently, I think Warriors are more toward the upper part of the league, and the Broncos are the upper part of the league, and kind of that middle of the pack, and the Broncos are kind of that middle of the pack down there as well. down there as well with with the with the vast the vast where kind of the vast majority of the league is sitting right now. The vast majority of the league is now sitting right now. I think the Warriors take the win in this one as well. I think the Warriors take the definitely moving the win in this one is in the right direction. They're going to have have a bad taste. Definitely moving in the right direction. They're going to have a bad taste in their mouth. Either they're feeling they let one get away, or knowing they let one get away, or knowing they were competitive and a half, and let the second half get out of hand. However they want to look at that Seahawks game. I think this game an opportunity to get out back on to get out on the field, back on the field against the capable opponent, because the Broncos can score points, can get stopped. They can get stopped. They do have players that can make you pay if you let Cash get his system rolling. It'll be a good test for them. It'll be a good test for them coming off of a really tough loss against the top team in the league. And see if they can't bounce back. Against the Broncos, and I think that they will. And pretty comfortably. And by the time it's all said and done, probably like a 20, 21 point type of win there for the Warriors. So I'm gonna pick the Warriors. In that one as well. Moving on to the Monday game, and I think that in this one, I think this, if I was to have a vote for a game, if I was the week, it may have a vote for a game have gone the week. It on here just may have gone here just because because of I think this is going to be a really I think this is going to be a really competitive ball game, and both of these teams sitting at 0-3. both of these teams sitting at, so 0-3 is kind of, you talk about undefeated. So matchup, one's going to come up with a loss. Well, one's is kind of, you talk about undefeated matchup. One's going to come up with a loss. Well, one's finally going to come out with a whenever the Huskies and the Cobras meet up on Monday night. It'll be a good opportunity for these two teams to find some sort of success, because I mean, whenever the Huskies and the Cobras meet up on Monday night, it'll be a good opportunity for these two teams to find some sort of success, because I mean, one of them has to win it. One of them has to win it, and hopefully start setting their course and setting their team in the right direction, behind their team in the right direction, behind some positive momentum that they can gain from this game. I believe this from this game. I believe this is the game. This is the game that I think may be as far as I know the picks that I had to make. This is the toughest one to pick. This one to pick. I can look at and see where both teams will be able to come away with the win, and this one come away with the win and one. But I'll let you go first. See what you. But I'll let you go and see first. See what you.
Really, I get.
And see if we
really, I get. No, I had to go first on. Y'all, you get to. No, I had to go first on y'all. You get to go first. I don't want to go first on that. I don't want to go first on that.
I think that the Cobras will win. I think that the Cobras will win. Cobras. I think it's going to be a really Cobras. I think it's a close game. It's going to be a really. I think we're a close game. I mean, we're going to. I think we're going to be watching this game late. I mean, we're going to be watching this game late. I'm talking late. I'm like late. I'm talking last drop. I'm like last fourth quarter. Last drop fourth. Flow quarter. I mean, yeah. against the Flo, whoever they played. I mean, again, what was the game? The whoever they played. What was the game? The Mustangs. They found 7 points. Somehow somebody gets open. Somehow open, and I believe that somebody gets open. The Mustangs defense open, and I believe the Mustangs defense is better than the Huskies defense. And if somebody was is better than the Huskies able to get open just one defense, and if somebody was able to get open just once against the Mustangs against the Mustangs, that means the Mustangs they're going to be able to get open more than once. Means that they're against the Huskies, and Flo be able to get open more. We've seen him once against the Huskies. We saw him last season. Huskies, and against and Flo, we've the Warriors, and I know we're going west. Seen him. We saw him last season. Way back against the Warriors, and I know we're going way back, but he is a he is a quarterback. We've seen him make some really quarterback. We've seen him make good passes, make some, and they really have good passes, and they players there who have can play. Players there who can make play. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give the nod to the Cobras. Don't let me down, boys. I want to stay undefeated. Boys, I want to stay undefeated.
I would feel a lot. I would feel a lot better about picking them if I knew if Flo was there, because I couldn't even I don't even know who their backup quarterback. I don't even know who their backup is or was. I mean, quarterback is. I mean, I didn't, like I said, is or was. I didn't get to see it. I mean, I didn't, like haven't said that I didn't get to see it. Having said that, haven't said if said that, if the the, the yeah, I can't give that take never mind. But if um, the but if the if the if the uh, if the Husky if the Husky quarterback his quarterback will to the receivers that he knows can throw the ball. The ball. Or can catch the ball. Yeah, then he's going to be all right. But or can catch the ball. Yeah, yeah. Then there's some going to be all right. But it's it's there's some. I mean, that you, you do it to keep I mean, you do it to keep everybody honest. I guess get that. I, I, I get that. Just don't. But you know, they're not ready yet. But just don't. So he's got 2, 3 people. You know, they're not ready on that team. I say if he can get design. So he's got 2, 3 people on that team. I say if he can design a, a pass attack against attacks, then I think that they have a shot. And I then haven't seen a whole lot. I think that they have a shot. You know, from and uh, from the Kevin whole lot to to you know, from the Cobras to make me feel that way, but but as far as for their but defense, as far as for their defense, but I just feel like man, I wish I knew if Flo was going to be if Flo was going to be there, I might pick the Cobras. I might pick the Cobras.
Someone let someone let no, no.
Hang on.
No, no.
No. Hang on. Okay. Because you didn't know you made okay better pick without you didn't know you made a pick without you made a pick without so I without so I I'm I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna, no. I'm gonna go with a very trusted method. Trusted right here. Right here. All right. In my hand. All right. In my hand is my lucky 50-cent. Is my lucky 50-cent piece, and I've got all right. The Cobras at heads. And I've got the Huskies at tails. All right. All right.
If this is the UFL, then it's going to the UFL, then it's going to be the Huskies because they're tails. Huskies because they're And tails never tails. And tails.
All right.
Never.
And so I.
Tails.
All right. I got whichever one it was. And so I got whichever one it was going to be. Going to be the Cobras. Cobras.
You picked the Cobras. The Cobras.
I did. I did.
Off of a flip. Off of a flip coin.
It was
tails.
It was tails. That's right. Tails. That's right.
So in any case we our records can't be different. Now I'm gonna get Tom's picks. He will. Wasn't here with us tonight. So you know. Our records can't be different. Now I'm gonna get Tom's picks. He wasn't here with us tonight. So he's not gonna be omitted from this week's of picks. He's from this week's of just pick. He just won't be on the record. But on the record, I will have them recorded here in my little trusty note card. But I will have them recorded here in my little trusty note card. But yeah, so we both got the Cobras in this one. And, yeah, so we both, and I do think the Cobras. I mean, in this one, and I do think if Flo's not there, if Flo's not there, I feel better about the Huskies. If Flo's there, I feel better about the Huskies. If Flo's there, I don't know. Maybe I'm just living. I don't know. pass with what he's able to do. Maybe I'm just living, but even at the point with what he's able to do, felt like the Warriors. But even at the point, I felt like the Warriors, when he beat them, were better than the Huskies are now. When he beat now, even though them were better, the Warriors were really in than the Huskies. Disarray are now. At that point in the season, even though the Warriors season last were really in last game, didn't care, weren't making the array playoffs. They just, at that point in the season, kind of showed up and got out. Last, game didn't care, weren't making the playoffs. They just kind of showed up and got out. But I don't know. But I don't know. I'm very interested to watch him. Hopefully, I'm will show up. Very interested, and if he does, I do to watch it. Hopefully, Flo will show up. I believe that the Cobras will win. If not, then and if he does, and in any case, I it's going to do believe that the Cobras will win. If not, then and in any case, it's going to be an entertaining game. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be an entertaining game. Opportunity for me fun to watch for these two teams. Like I said, watch it. It's an opportunity. Said earlier, opportunity to get their these two teams. Like I said, ships pointed in the right direction. to get their ships moving into pointed in the right next week. Right direct moving into next week. So then the if I'm not mistaken, the NFC, if I'm not or AFC, mistaken, but only NFC them be left with one or AFC team. But one loss. Be left with one team with one loss, with one team with no wins. One team following this matching with no wins. So following this match, I really starting to kind of spread up. So I really starting to kind of spread the victories out well in that the victories out side of the well in that side of the conference and that side of the league as well. So league as well. So any final thoughts? Just looking back, any final roll thoughts? Looking back, one more time. Roll through Friday. One more time. Kicking it all off. Friday off Bulldogs and Mustangs at 6. We are kicking it all off Bulldogs. I'll pick the Mustangs there. And Mustangs at 6. We all pick the Mustangs there. Halloween on Saturday. Halloween Saturday on Saturday. So enjoy yourself. Eat a lot of candy. So enjoy yourself. Get fat. Eat a lot of candy. Enjoy your night. Get fat. Night off. Sunday will be back. Enjoy your night off. Back at 4 for the Cowboys. Sunday will be back at 4 for the Cowboys against the Patriots. The Patriots like pick the Cowboys. Pick the Cowboys. Then the late game Sunday. Game Sunday will be the Broncos and the Warriors. We both pick the Warriors. And then the Monday night cap to the entire week will be the Cobras. Week will be the Cobras, Huskies, and the Huskies. And I picked the Cobras. I picked off the off of thought and Psych put the Cobras off. Psych put off the Cobras off the coin. So
That's right. Right.
Coin. So
That's right.
we both have our ways of picking
right.
these things.
But
of
That's
picking
right.
these things.
You don't question the method.
Oh, no.
You
But
don't,
never do. It's
you don't question
it's like, you know,
the method.
any, mini, miny. Never do. It's like, you know, any, mini, miny, mo. You could have done that, not have been mo. You could have done that, not have been, you know, in a, you know, in a, as, in a, the effect of a method as any, as, as well. So any thoughts, any final effect of a method as any thoughts? I'm looking over what we got this upcoming guys as well. So any thoughts? Weekend. Any final thoughts? If I'm looking over what we got this upcoming weekend. If not, we'll do our usual housekeeping duties, and we'll send people on their way to go enjoy their scrims and practices as they have a one more night if you play on tomorrow to get ready for this this
No, I think no. I think no. I have I conveyed everything that I need to conveyed every day. I'll probably in another thing that enough trouble that I already need to with it. what I have. I'll probably in enough to have conveyed double sorry, what I'll have conveyed. So I'll just stick with the just said stick with the for no with the now and said and call it good for
Power ranking show went
now and
well this week.
yeah, call it good. Yeah, it was
Power ranking show.
good.
Are y'all looking for went guest on like a well this week?
Yeah, it was good.
Are y'all looking for guests on like a weekly basis? I know you asked weekly basis. I know you asked. I think Billy joined you.
Yeah.
Billy joined.
Yeah,
I
what?
don't you.
Yeah, Rhino.
I
What?
don't,
Rhino just was running. Rhino late, just was running late and couldn't make it, and so I was like, couldn't make it. And, well, why not? And so I was like, well, why not just pull somebody to keep it? Not just pull a 3-man crew. Somebody to keep it a 3-man crew. So.
Gotcha. Good shot. I got to catch. I the majority of it. But whenever I woke up, from my got to catch a net. The majority nap as they do of it. I usually do when I get home from whenever I wake up from work, I nap as I usually do when I get home from work during the day. So during
Very nice.
the day, so
Very nice.
nice, yes. But alright, as we usually say, if you want to be a part of the media team, if you want to do we do. Run. Nice. Your mouth with nobody's listening. But all right, as we usually say, if you want to be a part of the media team, if you want to do what we do, run your mouth whether nobody's listening, and and and, and pretend people care. Um, please, please contact me, Matt Assador. You can contact Site Trial. But you can contact Site Trial. Anybody that really that you see with anybody really that the media tell you with a media tag on, and that and they can point you in the right direction if you like to be a referee. We always are needing refs. There we will never have too many refs in this league. Contact Rasden McAndrew. Andrew Rasden. You can also, as always say, psych, anybody you can also wait, really in contact entire league, and that they will point you like anybody really in the entire league, and they will point you in the direction that you need to go. You need as far to go as getting information. If you like to be a photographer, as far as getting contact Duchess information. If you like to be a photographer, contact Duchess or one of us button or us up here, and we'll get one of us up here. You need to go if you're interested in being, and we'll get where you need to go if you're interested in being a sponsor for the league. Contact Marlo Eden Flower with our marketing department to get that set up. If you would like to sponsor any segment or be a part of the pulse, just contact one of us up here, and we'll get you all the information you need in terms of, being a sponsor, and you need in terms of getting your name to being a sponsor and tagged onto our sheet. Your name show each and tagged onto our show every week. Each and every week, we would greatly appreciate. Anyone who does that with us. We have some really great spots. That with us. Last season. We have some really great sponsors. Hopefully, last season. Hopefully, you can get some more incorporated. You can get this season more incorporated this as well. Season as well. But I think that's about it. You guys have a great night. Have a great weekend. Happy have a Halloween. Enjoy your great night. Yourselves. Have a great Heathside Troglodyte. I'm Matt. Weekend. Happy Ambassador. This empty Halloween chair right here. Enjoy yourselves. He's Sight Troglodyte. I'm Matt Asadar. This empty chair right here was supposed to be Tom Box. Was supposed to be Tom Box. He didn't make it. But we will see you guys. We'll see you guys next Thursday right here. Thursday right here live 5 p.m. here live SLT with the Pulse 5 p.m. See you then. SLT with the pole.
Later, everybody.
See you then.
Later, everybody.